Well, hello my love. Hi Kiara. It's your dad. Haven't been on it for a while to speak with you directly, indirectly. Hopefully directly, because you get to see these videos. A lot of cool stuff from you and I when you were a little mama. And I hope they make you smile as much as they just bring me so much joy. Anyway, I want to talk with you today, honey. What I want to do is something that I see on YouTube a lot and I really enjoy. And what it is they'll break down movies, they'll break down books, they'll break down historical situations, and they analyze it in such a way, and they'll give perspectives on movies that I love that I never even saw that, like, wow, I never even noticed that in that scene, and oh, that's what they meant by that. And then sometimes there's the old, I really thought this, but come to find out, it's really that. So in that vein and in that spirit, I want to analyze a message I got from your mom. Now, let me preface this with, as you know, my love, I have not seen you for a very long time. You've been very, 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 you don't treat your dad well at all. I've been worried sick about you. I go through my moments of really worrying. I pray. It brings me a lot of comfort, and I pray for your safety and protection every day, my love. And it gets me through. And I smile. I say good morning to you in the morning, and I say good night to you at night. Anyway, I haven't seen you for a long time. When the pain and the worry gets to be too much and I get vibes, what's up with Kiara? Where's Kiara? I'll reach out to your mom. As you know, I'm blocked everywhere, so the only way I can do that is with a different number, and I send her a text. So today we're going to analyze Kiara's mom and Kiara's dad most recent text message exchange, and maybe it'll bring a little different perspective, a little enlightenment as to what's really been going on, as to what's going on. And if you use your critical thinking skills, Kiara, I'm pretty sure you will say, I never really looked at it from that perspective. Whatever conclusion you come to is totally yours. But I just think it's very, very, very important to know the actual facts of what is going on, what is being said, what is being done. And on that note, so I reached out to your mom a couple weeks ago, 14th. You're heavy on my mind, you're heavy on my heart. I need to talk business with you. I have things to discuss with you, honey. I shouldn't have to say all of that, but it's true. I need to speak with you. It's important. Now, I reached out to your mom, and I'll show you. I'm reading off of the text messages on my phone. Hello. It is very urgent that I speak with Kiara, please. And I put my phone number, and I put the YouTube channel, and I put my email. I do not know where or how our daughter is. There is urgent business Kiara and her father must discuss. I have no way of knowing if Kiara received my gifts or messages, nor do I know if our daughter is alive. Think about that. You guys have cut me off to the extent You don't want me to even know if you're alive or not. And as a parent, how do you think that feels? How mean is that, what you've been doing? I have no way of knowing if Kiara received my messages, my gifts, nor do I know if our daughter is alive. Surely after 26 years you have evolved and understand the damage done, as well as how important it is for Kiara, now age 25, to simply speak with her father. You replied back after that. I did already, God bless. Now, you're not only trolling me by saying that I did already, God bless. You're trolling God, Kiara's mom. Because you know what you're doing and what you've done. You know what I'm trying to do is actually godly, which is a father trying to reach out to his daughter. And despite all of the minefields, booby traps, setups, and drama, I'm still fighting to be in my daughter's life. So you saying God bless, knowing what I'm doing and knowing what you're doing, you're not just trolling me, you're trolling God. Don't forget, I'm analyzing text messages. I learned it from analyzing on YouTube how they analyze movies, they analyze TV series. It's so insightful. I learned stuff I never knew. So today, hopefully, you're going to learn some things you never knew about what I'm dealing with, what I dealt with, just trying to be in your life, honey, and how mean it is and how heartbroken I am that you would, after all I've been through to be in your life, you would just cut me off in such a vicious way. Not speak to me, not see me, not want me to know anything. Children don't do or think in such a way. But let's get back to the text. So, Mom replied, I did already, God bless. So, now that I got a reply, and I'm very happy, at least, that I got a reply, that's the level that we're at. That's where the bar is at, how low it is. I replied, where is Kiara and how is our daughter, please? I'm a dad, I want to know where and how my daughter is. Because as you both know, you and your mom and everybody else there, you know I have not seen my daughter for, yeah, you know, you all know. But most importantly, Kiara, you know. But what you don't know is how heartbroken, how vicious, how mean, and how selfish it is to treat your father this way. Especially after all I've done for you. All I did to fight just to be in your life. I'm still here fighting. Who does that? Unless it's from the heart. Who would do that? But what I do is I stay away because I'm under constant threat. Anyway, I replied, where is Kiara and how is our daughter, please? After a few days, your mom replied, and this is really where the analysis comes in. Okay. Keep in mind, I have not seen my daughter, you, Kiara Roberta. I haven't seen you for 10 years. Keep in mind, we've spoken 3 times during this time period of the 10 years. Maybe 4. When I sent you money when you were in college, when I called you from your auntie's house, and it was the first time we had spoke since college and before. And then I think one other time and maybe 2, just for clarity. In any event, you know how long it's been. Everyone knows how long it's been. This is how your mother replied to me. I have not seen you or spoken with you for 10 years, other than the 3 chats on the phone. I haven't seen your mother in the same amount of time. When she came to pick you up that day, it was the last time I saw you. I don't interact with your mother other than when I inquire from her, hey, how is Kiara? Where's Kiara? We've gone through a pandemic. You never reached out. We've gone through our first Trump administration. We've gone through Biden administration. We've gone through just a lot of wasted time and wasted years. But my point with all of this is the fact that I have no interaction with your mom other than asking how and where is Kiara, and she has steadfastly refused to tell me. If she would just say, hey, Kiara's all right, she's here with me, she's good. If she wants to speak to you, she will. If not, handle it, Popeye. If she said something like that to me, I'd be like, okay, because at least she's telling me Kiara's okay and I can be assured. But she won't even give that up, and that's where you know analyzing the video, analyzing the movie, or we're analyzing the texts. This is where you analyze a little. Use your critical thinking. And then tell me you weren't trained and programmed to be against your dad in such a way that you could be so cruel, my beautiful daughter, that you could cut your father off in such a way, my beautiful daughter. All because your mommy trained you and programmed you, and you're scared, for lack of a better word, of your mommy. So it's easier for you to just poo-poo on your dad. It's very sad. It's very embarrassing. It's embarrassing I gotta make this video, but I don't care. I've humbled myself many times for you in my life. And as your father, I'll continue to humble myself if it's to your betterment, to your enlightenment. And just for the sake of putting the truth out there. If I need to humble myself, I'll humble myself. Now let's read your mom's reply to me. The lady that I haven't seen in 10 years plus. The lady that I only holler at to try to find out where you are and if you're okay. And the lady that has refused. She'll write a book to me to reply, but she won't just say, Kiara's okay, she's safe, she's here with me. Why can't she just say that if that's the case? So shouldn't I worry more by default because she doesn't reply? And shouldn't I wonder, like, what the heck are y'all hiding? What's she hiding? What are y'all so scared that her father should not talk to her or have anything to do with her? And then say, oh, it's Kiara, this is how Kiara feels. Kiara, this is the reply. Put your critical thinking hat on, honey. Put your psych major hat on, honey. Let's go. I'll stop here and there to interject on certain parts and tell the deal, the real deal. Let's go. Your mom texted me that Friday. Please don't text me again. The last time we spoke, you cussed me out and called me all sorts of names. I will be blocking you because I don't have time for this nonsense. I'm exhausted and I'm done. Never cussed you out. Never cussed your mom. Never call your mom's names. I'll call her short-sighted because her keeping you away from your dad is short-sighted. I'll call her mean and evil when she refuses to tell me how and where my daughter is, where our daughter is. Just to not want to do that, just to keep that information is so top secret. Yeah, so I'll say that's mean and evil. I'll stand on that. So, just for the record, I don't cuss like that. And I don't talk like that. Unless appropriate, typically with a man. Just like with the word bitch. I don't call women bitches. I hate that. I hate that with a passion. I'll call a man a bitch if he acts in a way that is bitchy. I'm old school. But a man calling a woman a bitch is never in my vocabulary. So I didn't cuss your mom out. It's not true. But if I call a spade, and if what she's doing is mean and evil, and I say you're mean and evil, and you're being mean and evil, yes. I don't have time for this nonsense. I'm exhausted and I'm done. What are you exhausted from? That has to do with me. I tried very hard to help you have a relationship with our daughter, but you treated it like a game. Woo! I'm not going to interrupt yet and comment on that, because I have some comments for that that'll bring it all together. She missed out on so much because of your ignorance and ego. Kiara missed out on so much. Yes, she did. Kiara, you have no idea what you missed out on, due to the fact that your mother kept you away from your father and convinced you that you want to be away from your father. So what she just said there is a fact. She said, Kiara missed out on so much because of your ignorance and ego. Yeah, but it's not my ignorance and my ego. My ego is what has me here 26 years later, still fighting to see my baby. My ego, my manhood, my masculinity, the core of who I am as a man, as Carmela and Robert's son, is the reason I'm still fighting for my daughter and the reason I'm still here. But as far as what Kiara lost, she lost because of what you did, Kiara's mother. What your mother did, Kiara. All I'm doing is fighting to be with you. But I'm not going to just allow her to ruin my life. So I fall back and I'm waiting for you and I'm praying for you. Let's continue with the video. This is your mother talking to me, a woman that I haven't dealt with in 10 years. No, I won't say that. A woman I haven't physically laid eyes on in 10 years. Woman that I only text and holler at to try to say, hi, where's Kiara, how is Kiara? Going all the way back to high school, to college, blah, blah, pandemic, everything. Other than that, I have no interaction with her. But it's as if she was with me yesterday. Let's read it. After everything you did, you still tried to destroy the woman who gave you a beautiful daughter. You caused lasting damage to our lives. Period. I caused lasting damage to your lives? By fighting and trying to see my daughter and be in her life, I caused lasting damage? No, you caused lasting damage, Kiara's mother, by keeping her away from me. This is what I mean about analyzing. Let's see, check the psychosis. Let's see the mentality of the person that you claim, Kiara, didn't do anything to keep you away, and the person that you claim has nothing to do with the fact that you don't want to deal with your dad. Okay? By reading this, we get a real introspection as to what's going on. If you're open-minded, use your critical thinking skills. Okay? All I ask you to do is have an open mind, use your critical thinking skills, and let's dissect what your mother is talking about. After everything you did, you still tried to destroy the woman who gave you a beautiful daughter. I try to destroy you? You've caused lasting damage to our lives. We covered that. This part here is like, it tickles me, this part right here. Your mom writes, you affected my body. When you get pregnant, it does affect your body. My health, and so much more by constantly trying to tear me down. No, Kiara's mom. By you constantly fighting, trying to keep me away from my daughter. By me having to go to court to fight to get joint custody of my daughter just so I could see her. By you accusing me of everything under the sun, every nasty thing in court, that I wound up beating, unfounded. You are the one that was tearing yourself down. But more importantly, you were tearing Kiara down. And you were tearing me down until I figured out you're dangerous. But I'm going to fight for my daughter, and if I got to deal with the danger, I deal with danger. But I'm a little too old for the hijinks that you like to do. Anyway, you affected my body, my health, and so much more by constantly trying to tear me down. Because I love my daughter, and I have always understood the importance of a father being in her life, I continue to pass along your messages out of the goodness of my heart. We got to read that again. I'm sorry, we're going to read that again. Because I love my daughter and have always understood the importance of a father being in her life, I continue to pass along your messages out of the goodness of my heart. Is that what you've been doing? You've been passing along my messages out of the goodness of your heart? And you've always known how important it is for a father to be in his daughter's life and for a daughter to have a father, yet you fought me every step of the way in court for me to not see her. Every restraining order, all the years I didn't see her in the beginning, because you kept making all of those allegations and accusations that were unfounded. I'll say it again, not unsubstantiated, unfounded. I got joint custody, I got joint everything. I fought for that. So was it then that you were knowing that Kiara needs her dad? Or when was it that you were fighting and all about knowing that Kiara needs her dad? Okay, back to the message, because I could spend 2 hours on that lie itself. Okay? Fake news. Whew. Now, I continue to pass along your messages out of the goodness of my heart. Yet every time you get an opportunity to speak with her, you fill the conversation with insults and accusations. Hi, honey. How are you? Where are you? What are you up to? What are you doing? That's me filling up the conversation. I'm so happy to speak with my daughter. It's like I can't talk. I'm hysterical with joy and with curiosity. But in your mind, in your negative vision, your ugly perception, I fill the conversation with insults and accusations. Okay, now here you go. This is the part also that really needs to be looked at. You use the word we a lot, as if you and Kiara are one, and that's your home girl, that's your sis. The way you say we, you have made Kiara part of your life in a way that whatever you experience, she has to experience. And that's just not the case. Just because I refuse to deal with you and your dangerous, off-balance way of interacting with me, it's about as nice as I could say it. It doesn't mean I don't want to deal with my daughter, but your mind and in your thinking process, you decided, well, if you're not dealing with me, you won't deal with our daughter. There's a lot of words for them kind of people. A lot of words for that kind of thinking. Yeah, how about that? Because I don't want to deal with you because you are dangerous for me, I can't see my daughter. So clearly that's what your play has been all along. And I'll read now more of your mother's writing, Kiara. And you have your critical thinking hat on and your psych degree in the background, hopefully. So your mom continues to write. We don't want to hear your excuses or your sob story. I don't have excuses and sob story. when I speak about when I got caught in the recession, that's for my daughter to understand the impact now, especially now that you're older, you should be able to, when recessions hit, how it impacts the economy. If the whole world is impacted, why would your dad be impacted? I got laid off, I got hit. So if you're referring to me, we don't want to hear your excuses or your sob story. I'm just telling you what happened during this time, Kiara. But other than that, I don't have excuses and sob stories, because real talk, I'm proud of what I've done. The fact that I'm still making this humiliating video in the hopes that your cerebral cortex has developed enough that you could tap into your critical thinking skills in an unbiased way and see this bullshit for what it is, Kiara Roberta, my beautiful daughter. This is pure bullshit. I'm your dad. You've been told a lot of bullshit. Let's read on. Critically thinking. We don't want to hear your excuses or your sob story. We have enough of our own. See, linking the mom with the daughter, the solidarity and all of that. Kiara's an individual. She's a grown woman. She's 25, lady. Let her think for herself. I know that's not your way of mothering, but you really need to let your children think for themselves. Ironically, I was telling you this 25 years ago before Kiara was born. You figure out who I was talking about and telling you the same thing. Let the child think for herself. But this is your way, this is your way. But Kiara needs to understand, with someone so domineering, willing to dominate your personality and willing to dominate how you think and not letting you be a free bird to think for yourself, there's a thin line between love and hate. I know that's deep. We don't want to hear your excuses or your sob story. We have enough of our own. If you ever get another chance to talk to her, you need to do better. Yeah, she's talking to me, extorting me, muscling me. That's what you were doing. That's why you had to leave, and that's why we had to do what we had to do. This is how I'm treated. That's a very, very threatening, very, very subliminal extortion, Kiara. I know you don't understand those kind of things because you're my sweet little mama. However, in this world, people do a lot of ugly things. And what that statement is, I read between the lines. Focus on being a father. Focus on being a father instead of creating more conflict. Me reaching out to you to find out how you are, where you are, what are you up to, what are you interested in, and what I can do to help you. And to also let you know I need to talk some business with you. That's creating conflict? No, that's what your mother has. That's the set that your mother had, the setting that your mother has created. That all of this drama is because your dad. So whenever your dad's interjected, your dad causes drama. So Kiara in her mind is convinced, I just won't deal with my dad because I don't want to deal with the negativity. Your dad isn't bringing negativity. Your dad is bringing, hi honey, I'm your dad, I'm your father, I'm here for you. What's going on? The drama is the one that's trying to stop you from being with your dad. And I really, I got it a little bit when you were young, because I know you're young and sweet and innocent girl, my little angel. But damn, honey, you 25 now. You don't see this for what it is?